requested, I'll accept it. How's everyone doing tonight? It is Momentum Monday, right? This is the week we get to kick our entire week off. Actually, it's Rank Lock Day, which is Monday. It always ends Monday at midnight Mountain Time. So there are literally thousands and thousands of people around the world right now running for ranks, finishing those last minute phone calls, making sure people got their subscriptions paid for, right? So they don't miss their payday 2 weeks from now, right? Just like we get paid every week. They're helping their teammates hit ranks. They're looking for the individuals in depth that are missing 1 to 2 points or missing some CV in order to hit that rank. It's Rank Lock Day, right? This is what it's all about. People join this business to change their life. They join this business to make an income. They join this business to retire early. They join this business, out of selflessness, not selfishness, to help other people get ahead and to really change their lives. That's why we're here. So put a number 1 in the chat if you guys are here to change your life. Let me see number 1s in the chat. I want to see how many people are here to change your life, because I know this business has changed mine. And the reason why I'm going to show up every single Monday for you is so that you can change yours, right? That's about me giving back. That's about me serving the community, serving my people worldwide, wherever you guys are at. I made a commitment to JIFU 2 years ago because I had a vision with my friends to change the world with this company, one person at a time, to build the next billion-dollar name in the industry. I don't say that because everybody is supposed to say that. I say that because I've done that, right? I'm 2 for 2, and I'm going to go 3 for 3. I'm not about going 2 for 3, right? I'm about stats. I'm about making sure that we're all winning. That's right, Karina, 3 for 3. And I'm about making this thing a household name, right? And I know what that feels like. I know what that looks like. And I'm here to show up for you guys every single week, day in and day out, as many Zooms as I can, helping you guys get locked in on your future, get locked in on your goal, getting locked in on your decision to join JIFU because you wanted to change your life. You're not here to waste your time. You're not here to just be a fly on the wall watching everyone else succeed. You want to succeed too. And that's why you guys showed up to this call. There are many people who could be in our WhatsApp group. There are many people who could be on this Zoom today, but you guys chose to. There are many people on another side of the world where they're like, man, I don't know about that. 4 a.m., I'm sleeping. There are people 3 a.m., I'm sleeping. There are people literally midnight, I'm sleeping, right? They come up with a million excuses on why they can't show up, and they'll just watch the recording. What they don't know is energy is important, right? And whether you're in person with me or live on this session, it's different than watching a recording. It's different when it's live because you get the feeling, you get the energy, you get the vibe when I'm here with you. It's like moving from my mouth, the words that are coming from me going straight into you right now. And there is someone on this Zoom who's going to feel like this was meant for him tonight. This was meant for her tonight. This was meant for you tonight. That's why you guys are here. So Momentum Monday is to get you locked in at the beginning of the week, so that way you can have a huge surge of momentum to finish your week strong, to finish the month strong. And that's why I'm showing up. And every single week, week after week after week, this Monday momentum will be completely different. Okay, completely different content, completely different message. And today's message is really about consistency, because consistency is key. You heard it on this video right here. You heard how important discipline is, but you don't get results from what you do occasionally. You get results from what you do consistently, what you do day in and day out, over and over again, every single week. That's how you get results, right? Just like the results you've gotten up to this point in your life, the results you get with your kids, the result you get with your marriage, the result you get from your relationships and friendships, the result you get from your own business or your own job, or as a result of what you did or did not do consistently. So what I'm going to ask you to do from this day moving forward is just be consistent. And it starts with little steps, and then it leads to big steps, and then bigger steps. Be consistent with one thing, and then be consistent with a couple, and then be consistent with everything. It could start here in your JIFU business, but it can spread across your life, outside into other relationships, right, into other areas of your life, and it will change your life completely. So before I get into my message, I want to talk to you about why I'm where I'm at today in this business, maybe even in my life, because I chose to be consistent at an early age, right? I developed what was called a work ethic. I call it my hustle muscle, right? Once I learned the value of work and what it could bring to a family or a household, I never stopped. For me, it became, it was like contagious. Like it was like something that I could never turn off. Once I started working, getting that feeling of earning income, getting that feeling of watching my mom smile every day when I brought home money to help her pay the bills, when I began to get that feeling of my high school tuition being paid for because of my hard work, and then I got the feeling of getting a full ride scholarship for sports because I practiced even when no one else was practicing. When I got the feeling of getting my college tuition paid for because of the grades, because of how hard I studied while I was working, right? And the consistency paid off for me. And I realized that was really the main ingredient for my success in my life, right? The way that my kids are right now in school, because I consistently show up for them every single night of the week, whether I'm at home or whether I'm on the road in a different country. I'm on Zoom. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. and it's time for them to do their homework. I'm going through their homework. I'm going through their studies. I'm giving them positive self-talk. I'm reinforcing how smart they are and how beautiful they are and how bright they are, right? I'm pushing my daughter to not run for vice president, run for president. You don't run for second place, right? Those times, watching her be so scared to come home the next day to say, Dad, I'm running for president, like those types of things, watching them get straight A's, not because, they go to an easy school, but because they decided to be consistent every single day, to work hard, to make their homework a priority, right? Why are they so good in sports? Because they're consistent, not just on the days they have practice, but on the days they have private lessons, the days they don't have to go to practice because their coach would never know, because they want to be the best and they want to be better. Consistency, right? And how did it really get me to where I am today in my business, in network marketing? Because from day one, I was consistent. From day one, I was consistent. I wrote down a list of things that I did to be consistent in my business before this call tonight, because I want you to really know what it took for me to be successful in this business. I said yes to this industry, network marketing, affiliate marketing, relationship marketing, whatever you want to call this business, right? I said yes to this industry because I wanted to be successful. I didn't say yes and say, oh, well, if it works, then that's great. If it doesn't, then oh, well. There's always something else, right? Just like Denzel said, I don't want something to fall back on. I want something to fall forward with. And in this business, when I said yes to network marketing, right, I didn't know what I was saying yes to. I said yes to becoming successful in something. And from day one, when my sponsor said, hey, it's simple. Step number 1, right? Put 1 left and 1 right. That's how you activate your account. That's how you get paid next week. That's what I did. I put 1 left and 1 right. When I went back, he said, hey, day 2, go help them put 1 left and 1 right. I helped them, made sure we showed the plan. They put 1 left and 1 right. From that day, when I understood 1 little step to this business, I didn't stop. I consistently prospected people. I consistently reached out and connected and contacted people. I was excited. I didn't know a lot about what I was doing, but I knew that I was going to become successful. And I knew that anybody who joined me could be successful with me, right? And that's really the conviction that I conveyed. That was the confidence that I had when I shared this business that people could receive from me. And I continuously prospected, continuously invited people day in and day out to look at this business for the first time or for a second time, for a third time. I consistently followed up with people who looked at the business, followed up with people I shared the business with. I consistently enrolled people into my business, sponsored new customers, sponsored new people into my business, not because I expected that they were going to become multimillionaires in this industry, in this business, but because that's what I had to do in order to have success, right? If you want to have success, you have to put people into the machine. You have to expose people to what it is we're sharing, to the business. You have to contact and invite. You have to invite, right? I consistently showed the plan, not day 1, but day 21, I started showing the plan. And from days 1 to 20, I was looking for people showing the plan. I was searching for people showing the plan, whether it was in person, whether it was on the other side of my city, whether it was an hour away driving to an event with someone who was in this business, who'd been in it longer than me, right? Whether it was online, searching YouTube channels, because there was no Zoom webinars to be able to jump into. I was looking for people who were sharing the plan, who were showing the business, who can explain the thing that I signed up for yesterday, last week, last month, who could show this business in literally less than an hour. And I was consistently doing that until I could finally show the plan on my own. And when I started showing the plan on my own, I showed it again, and I showed it again, and I showed it again, and I showed it again. And what that did was it gave confidence to my teammates that if I can do it, they can do it too. And all of a sudden, one person started showing it on my team, and they started showing it again, and she started showing it again, and she started showing it again, and then another person started showing it. And before I knew it, by day 41, 7 of us were out there showing the plan consistently. And that's really all it took to really grow a team of 4,000, right? That's what it did. I remember my first year in network marketing, I consistently prospected and invited every single week. And in 8 months, I had enrolled a total of 37 people into my business personally. Of those 37 people, 7 of those people treated this like a business and did what I did. They duplicated what I did, because people don't do what they say, what you say, they do what you do. So whatever you teach, whatever you train, whatever you motivate your team with, you better be backing that up with your own discipline and consistency and effort by showing them what you just taught them, right? If you're trying to teach them how to invite, if you're trying to teach them how to share the plan, trying to teach them how to sponsor new people, you better be doing it as well, because people listen with their eyes, not with their ears. Okay, with their ears, they understand, they comprehend what you're trying to teach them, but with their eyes, that seals the deal for them. That shows them that they can do it too, because she is doing what she just taught. He is doing what he just taught. So I always consistently followed through with my own action. Action was really the recipe for my success. It always comes down to action. It's the recipe for each of our success in our life. Whatever you've been successful at, it was the result of you taking massive action at something. Okay, because we've all been successful at something or some things in our life. And if you've been successful at something, you could be successful again and again and again. What else was I consistent with? Doing those weekly events, doing those weekly trainings. Once I started, I didn't stop. I stayed consistent, just like you'll see me here with these Zooms and these trainings and these webinars on Wednesday nights and Zooms almost every single night of the week. It will stay consistent again and again and again and again and again. And what that's going to do is create success ultimately for you as well, because now you have something to plug your people into, something to plug your people into. But I'm telling you this, you will never have duplication in your business if you don't take action. If you don't learn from what I'm doing for you, if you don't watch intentionally with the decision and discipline to do these things on your own as well in front of your team, to create a system for your team, right? That they can duplicate as well, because you have to show them that if I can do it, you can do it. And if you can do it, they can do it. That's really what it's about, right? But I'm just telling you, there were literally people in my organization showing the plan every day, enrolling people every week, doing meetings every week, doing trainings every single week. You have that here on the team, but the more that we have it going on within our organization worldwide, the bigger our team grows, the more success we have. And the more success we have, the bigger JIFU gets, and the bigger JIFU gets, the more people are going to want to get started with you, because they're going to start hearing this name. It'll become the household name that we want. What else was I consistent with? I showed up to everything. I showed up to everything. I was on every conference call, every event, every meeting, every Zoom call today. I'm sharing back then and today. I show up to everything, every corporate training. If I have teammates doing events, I'm trying to show up to as many of those as I can. I'm trying to show up to be eyes in the room. I'm trying to show up to be a guest, to be able to speak and share some type of training or some type of my story, right? I showed up to everything. I've never, ever missed a major corporate event ever in 20 years of being in this business. Wherever my teams are located, I don't care what country they are, if there was a major corporate event there, I was flying there. I was going there. I was investing the money I was making from my business back into my business to go there. I was showing them that I cared, right? I'm not just this guy that's earning income. I'm there because I care, because I believe in you and I believe in what this part of the world can do, right? I showed up to everything. Consistency. I'm not just consistent at one thing, I'm consistent in everything, right? And you might say, well, man, you have a lot of time. If you only knew, I don't think you guys understand me and my work ethic. JIFU is not the only thing that I do, right? I have other businesses. I have many other investments. I mean, if you want to talk about full-time jobs, if you want to talk about full-time, I'm spending a lot of my day managing my investments, managing my portfolio. I'm spending a lot of my day on conference calls for other businesses that I have partial ownership in. I'm spending time all day on Zooms for JIFU, but I'm also spending my time creating content for these Zooms that we do every single night. I'm also spending my time working out during the day, because I never ever miss a workout. I'm spending time communicating with my wife, making sure our relationship is fresh. I'm spending time hanging out with my kids, taking them to practice, whether it's gymnastics or cheer or soccer, which I have to go to right when I'm done with the Zoom, right? I'm spending time in the car, on calls, answering questions, speaking to my top leaders all around the world, whether it's on WhatsApp or whether it's on a phone call, right? I'm telling you guys that you can have a full-time job, a part-time job. You can be doing 2 or 3 different things and you can still do this. It's just a decision on what you want to do consistently. It's a decision on where you want to not be distracted. So that way you can intentionally focus on this thing that can change your life. Consistency, right? But I've never, ever, out of everything, all my responsibilities, I've never missed a major event because even I need that energy. Even I need that belief. Even I need that confidence and conviction that this is the thing. This is the one thing that will set us free. I know that I'll be successful in JIFU. I knew it from day one, but I also want to know that all of you could be successful here. That's really why I do this. That's why I show up to everything. That's why I'm on the calls. That's why I'm listening to everything. That's why I'm reading all the emails. That's why I'm jumping into all the Zooms, because I want to make sure that as long as you guys are here, I believe you can be successful. Consistency, right? If you guys win, we all win. If you guys win, I'm always winning, right? I don't have everything I have today because of everything that I do. I have everything I have today because of everything all of you do. It's a team effort here in how we all achieve everything, right? Consistency. I've qualified for everything. That's a motto I've always had within my teams. Qualify for everything. Qualify for everything. Qualify for everything. If there's a promotion, if there's a trip we can win, qualify for everything. You want to really show people around the world who the top dogs are in this company. Forget ranks. You can't take your rank to the bank. I can't tell you how many people hit ranks and not get paid at their rank. That's real life. That's normal. Okay. But I'm just telling you, consistency shows who the real leaders are in this business. Consistency shows up when your check doesn't, right? You can see who the people getting paid are. They're the people that are consistent. They're the people that can qualify for everything. Like, do you think I need to go on another trip to Greece? Do you think that I need to go on another trip to Dubai? I'd rather be with my family, to be honest. I've traveled around the world and back 1,000,000 times. I have almost 5 fully stamped passports now. No, I do not need to be there. I want to be there with my team, but I also want to show all of you that I still qualify 20 years later, even when I don't have to, right? How do I qualify for the trip? The same as you, right? I'm sponsoring people. I'm enrolling people. I knew at the event, I was going to buy the big event package. Why? Because I need that inventory of product to go promote this business with. I have people that want to use it. I want to use it myself. They sit on my desk here. I'm taking them every single day. I'm just telling you, consistency. I'm a product of the product. Consistency. Consistently, I show up for every part of my business. I bought an event pack. Why? Because I wanted to reload on product. It gave me travel points to get this qualify for everything mindset started for Greece. I'm going to Dubai next week on the last trip I just won, right? To hang out with a bunch of my teammates, and we're going to have a blast. But I bought the Rise pack to get this thing started, to qualify for everything, so I can get that 175 points. I bought the biggest package. Why? Because you get double travel points. I need to win this trip. And what was my goal? Enroll 4 people over the entire course of this, the next 3 to 4 months of qualifying for this Greece trip. Enroll 4 people, get double travel points to the end of April, and now I won the trip. Okay, and of course, the month that just started, I'm already halfway there. 2 more people, I qualify for Greece, but I will qualify because I qualify for everything. I don't do it for me, I do it for you guys, because I want you to know that even at my level, I could still do that. Yes, I can also qualify with all the volume that my team does, which is great, but no, I want to qualify. I want to prove myself to myself every single year. I want to qualify for everything, just like I teach my team. Yes, so I will win the trip to Greece, and I'll do it from enrolling new distributors. I'm just telling you, it's not hard to qualify for things here. You just have to know how to do it. You have to have a strategy, and you have to be all in. You have to believe in the things that you're doing. You can either think of it one way, like, oh, I have to spend money on a package, or I'm going to invest in my business. This is my opportunity to invest again in my business. Look for opportunities to invest in your business, and you're really investing in yourself and in your future. You're really investing in how it's going to motivate your teammates. You're really investing in how it will make an impact on your future, on your paycheck, right? On everything we talk about here at JIFU, right? So that's really what it's about. But I qualify for everything. I qualify for everything, and then I'm always making sales. I'm always sponsoring new people, whether there was a promotion or not. I'm always sponsoring new people, and for me, it's always a mindset thing. We talked about mindset last week, right? It's always everything is about mindset. It's about the way you speak to yourself. Okay, it's about in the way that you talk to yourself mentally to make yourself believe that you're right. This is easy. You have to simplify it in your mind. So for me, I'm never thinking about sponsoring new people or signing up new people or enrolling new people. For me, this is my business, and I'm thinking about making sales. I just need to make another sale. How many sales am I going to make this month? If this were my job and I made 0 sales, I should not be at that job anymore. If this were my job and I made 0 sales, I'm definitely not bringing home a paycheck to my wife and my kids. So I need to make sales. How could you be involved in any business and make 0 sales? That means you're making 0 money. Why would you be taking time away from your family who need you, who deserve your attention, if you're not doing anything? If you're just throwing your time away? This is a sales business, right? People want to look young, they want to feel young, they want to make money from their phone, they want to learn the new skill sets, they want to be surrounded by people who dream bigger, think bigger, act bigger, build bigger, who become bigger. I want to be around those types of people because I want to become those types of people, right? It's the cost of admission here for most of you is $185 a month. I mean, most people would pay more than that just to be on a Monday Zoom call like this, just to be honest with you. Okay. People are searching for value like what they're going to get tonight and what they're going to get every night of the week on our team. But again, I'm always making sales consistently every single year since year 1 now to year almost 20. I've made 40 sales a year minimum, 40 sales a year, because you know why? Because every 90 days, my standard is 10 sales every 90 days. And imagine all of you guys, put a number 2 in the chat if you guys have ever had a sales job. I don't care if it's telemarketing, door-to-door sales, selling products, selling services, working in a retail shop, selling something, working at the Gap. I don't care if it's Abercrombie and Fitch, Mervyn's, JCPenney's. Now I'm aging myself now. Whatever it is, right? I don't care what it is. But number 2, right? Car salesman. There you go. Okay. Right? Sales jobs. Okay. Now tell me, okay, most of you, how many of you would have a job tomorrow if all you did over the last 90 days was make 10 sales? Okay. Maybe in the car business you can, but in most sales businesses, right, you can't, right? You're expected to make a sale every week. All right. Most places you expect to make a sales every day, at least get new prospects, new leads every day of the week, yet alone get, yet alone get 10 sales every 90 days. Okay. 10 sales every night. Think about this real quick. Usually in sales businesses, they're at your job. You need to make sales every day, sometimes multiple of them. If you get 0, that's a goose egg. You better not do it 3 days in a row because you probably won't be here, to be honest with you. But in this business, literally 90 days to make 10 sales. Okay. If you set that as the standard in your business, you will have success. You will have success. Okay. 90 days, make 10 sales. That should be one of your monthly, quarterly disciplines. Okay. 90 days, make 10 sales. Like literally get a whiteboard, put it in your office, right? Write the number 10. And every time you make a sale, put a check mark until you have 10. Have the countdown of 90 days. And the closer your time frame gets to the 90th day, the harder you're going to work, the more action you're going to take, the more calls you're going to be making, the more sales you're going to make until you hit it. If you don't have a goal for yourself, how do you expect to ever cross the finish line? If you don't have a goal that is quantifiable and written with a date next to it, how do you ever expect to have success? You're never going to. My goals are always written down with a timeline. They're always written down with a timeline. And that timeline is 90 days from today with the number 10. 10 sales with a little check mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until it's done. And when I'm done with that, there are other things I can focus on. And also, how do I get those sales? It's from prospecting every day. It's from inviting every day. It's when I run out of people, I'm networking daily. I'm finding events to go to. I'm finding people to hang out with. I'm finding opportunities to get out and meet new people, make new friends, start new conversations so they can become my eventual prospects, so I can keep putting the check marks on that paper, on that whiteboard. Because every 90 days, I'm about making 10 sales. And every year, there's 40. There are years I do more. There are years I do no less, just so you know that, okay? And what I know from those sales is that out of every 10 sales, I find the one, the superstar, right? The one that's going to show up to everything, the one that's going to be consistent like I'm talking about, the one that's going to have discipline, the one that's going to take action, the one that's not afraid to show the plan, the one that's not afraid to invest in their business, the one that shows up, the one that develops their own systems because of what they're watching and witnessing every single day and every single week. I'm going to find the one. And it only takes one to change your life, and one more to change it even more, and one more to change it forever. Right? I said it takes one to change your life, one to change it even more, and one more to change it forever. Literally, you are 2 to 3 people away from changing your life forever. But the only way you find them is through making sales. Consistency. 10 every 90 days. Sponsor 10 to find the one. And I'm going to tell you this. Out of all the sales you make, half of those people will do nothing. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Half of them won't be here 90 days from now. They're unsubscribed. They're checked out. They're done. Not answering the phone anymore. Of the other half, they're here. They're here. They're present. Okay? But I'm just telling you, literally, of the other half, 3 to 5 of them are taking action. And that's all you need. That's all you need. That's all you need. If you do that every year, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, the cake is baked. It's done. You can pull it out of the oven. You've built a business. Now, compare that to other traditional businesses, because people don't think of this like a business. They think of it like a lottery ticket. They don't have any mindset of consistency. They have no idea of discipline. They have no plan at all. They live their life on default. They talk to a few friends and a few family members, and if they make them rich, so be it. If not, they're gone. Back to the thing they hate every day, that JOB, just over broke, the thing they despise, the thing they can't see themselves going to for the next 10 years until they retire. When's it going to be over? Right? But think about it. Those people who start traditional businesses that invest $250,000, $500,000, $1 million to start their business, they know for a fact they have no expectations, but they know they need to be consistent. They need to be disciplined. They need to show up every single day, more than 8 hours a day, working on weekends, and they will not make that investment back for 3 to 5 years before they see what comes of it. And they're ready for it. Why? Because they want to be their own boss. They don't want to answer to anybody, right? Even if it feels like a job, it's their job. They get to call the shots. They get to live life on their terms. They get to show up when they're ready, right? But they show up, they put in the overtime because it's their business and they have pride in that. But they know 3 to 5 years to make my money back before I start making a return. And most successful business owners are shooting for a 6-figure income, 100 grand or more that I make on my terms. I don't have to answer to anybody. Most people are not expecting a 7-figure, multiple 7 or 8-figure return on their investment, right? Now, what if they would have known that for literally less than $1,000 or more, they could have started their own business here, right? They would have done the same thing, treated it like a business, showed up, had a 3 to 5 year plan to have a much better outcome return than that business that they spent their life savings on, or that they over leveraged their house, or they cashed in the thing that they said they will never cash in to start, right? All any business takes is consistency. Both options, plan A or plan B that I just talked about, right? You can have massive success. You could cross the finish line. You could change your life. You can actually be happy about it. But they both take consistency. They both take consistency. You just have to make a decision that I'm going to treat this like a business and not treat it like a hobby. And if you think about both of those things, businesses and hobbies cost us money. We do those for fun. We know they cost us money. We do them willingly. Businesses make us money. Businesses we actually enjoy investing in because it's going to give us a return on our time and our consistency. But this business will pay you the way you treat it. If you treat it like a hobby, it will never pay you. It'll cost you. If you treat it like a business, it will always pay you. Which comes to my next consistency, is getting paid every week in this business since my first week I started. Every week in this business since the first week I started. Why? Because week 1, I put one left, one right, and I got paid. Week 2, I helped them do the same thing. Week 3, I found a couple more. Week 4, I finally started showing the plan, so my business grew even more, right? So it's consistency, getting paid every single week, because that is a pillar of my success, right? That is me proving myself to myself that this is how you become successful, by actually getting paid. It tells me that the time I'm spending in my business is worth it because I'm bringing home money to my family, because I'm paying bills, because I'm able to invest, because I'm able to start other businesses. I'm able to put my kids in the best private schools. I'm able to help my wife start her own little spray tanning business, not because she has to, because she enjoys it and hanging out with the girls, right? Doing something she loves that she could talk about on Instagram to have fun. Getting paid every week allows me to take that trip to the Grand Wailea resort every New Year's, the day after Christmas, leaving with my family, because that's the thing we do. because they sacrifice their time in this business and they look forward to that trip every single week, right? So getting paid consistently, a measure of your success is getting paid often and always. Getting paid often and always. If that takes you prospecting until you make a sale every week, do it, right? Do it, because there's no other thing you can do in the world, right, where you can only make a sale a week and change your life. So I'm just saying, sales. This is a sales business. If you don't want to be in sales, don't be in this business. It's a sales business. It's your business, right? And then I talked about it earlier, right? I always tell people that I always make the start of my day the hardest part of my day. The start of my day, the hardest part of my day, right? What do I do every morning when I wake up, right? The biggest step of action that I take every single morning when I wake up is I get straight to the gym, right? When it's early, the butt crack of dawn, before I get my day started, because because I know I have a full day ahead of me. I have a full day of prospecting, inviting, jumping on Zoom calls, answering WhatsApp group chats, preparing for tonight's Zoom call, right? Managing my portfolio, talking to my other business partners with my other businesses. Like, I have a full day ahead of me, making sure there's volume going on, making sure people, their customer service issues are met, making sure my other businesses are running, like my financial services business, like following up with people there, making sure everybody's taken care of. So if I have a full day like that, that might sound grueling and time consuming, how do you think I start my day? How do you think I start my day? If anyone could throw in the chat, how do you think I start my day? Early in the morning, the butt crack of dawn. Can you guys guess what I do every morning? Because my day is full, you guys. Work out. Good job, Tracy. I'm working out. A cold plunge, dude. I'm in the sauna. I'm doing the cold plunge too at the gym, right? I'm doing all that stuff, right? I watched Tony Robbins' Netflix documentary, Not Your Guru. He does that cold plunge every morning, right? It gets those endorphins going, right? Everything. That's right, right? Gratitude, spending them. Before I work out, I always take a quick shower early in the morning. That's where I give thanks to God. That's where I share my gratitude. I give thanks to my family, but I also give thanks to everything that has not happened that I know will happen. I give thanks as if it already has happened. Gratitude. But you know what? I make the start of my day the hardest part of my day. Karina, I got the Kangen water machine in my back kitchen over there, drinking tons of that every single day. Even on my phone right here. On my phone, I have this right here. It says how to become unrecognizable, right? It says 3 eggs per day, 3 liters of water, 2 teaspoons of salt, 45 minutes walking a day, 4 weightlifting sessions a week, 3 cardio sessions, 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal. Like, I got it all. I swear, like, I have a full day. I'm doing it all. The only way to really achieve greatness at the highest level is to try to be great everywhere. I'm just being honest with you. Try to. You're not going to succeed everywhere, but it gets you into this mentality and mindset that I'm unstoppable. Like, I'm invincible. That, like, you know, I have this bulletproof vest about me, this suit of armor, you know, that nothing can stop me. And that's why I'm always consistent in everything. But I make the start of my day the hardest part of my day. I push myself to exhaustion in the gym. I push myself in cardio on that stair climber. I push myself to exhaustion in the gym. I push myself. I finish by pushing myself with hard ab workouts, right? Burpees. My brother's on here. Good to see you, brother. Burpees. I'm doing all that stuff. I'm just telling you that I make the start of my day the hardest part of my day consistently, day in and day out. Do you want to know why? So the rest of the day is easy. All of those things I got to do are nothing compared to what I just did this morning. I always push myself at the start of whatever it could be. It could be a 2-mile walk. It could be a jog with your dog in the morning. Like, whatever you could do to start your day, push yourself so everything else seems easy. Like, I cannot wait for my workout to get done so I can get home and prospect. Like, prospecting seems easier than what this is for me. Picking up that phone that used to feel like 100 pounds or 1,000 pounds is like a feather to me now. Like, the rest of my day is so easy, and I'm so, however you start your day, you want to be grateful when you're done with that. You're like, I'm glad I don't have to go back to that until tomorrow. Let me get to this now. Like, that's really consistently doing that. Consistently doing that. And then the final thing that I consistently have done in my business to have success is I'm always making sure that I'm constantly interacting with leaders on the surface and in depth of my top 3. I'm talking about my top 3 teams, right? Now, I have many teams, okay? But remember, in this business, to go all the way to the top, you only need 3. 2 to 3 teams will change your life. 2 to 3 people will change your life. I'm always consistently in the top 3 fires of my business, on the surface and in depth, building relationships from the top all the way down through. So that way, those will always be there forever. Of course, I have time to respond to emails and messages from my other teams. I'm always responding on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp to any of you guys. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, consistently, I'm in the top 3. I'm in the top 3 teams. Those 3 that will keep me paid forever, right? Those teams that will change my life, right? I said it takes 1 team to change your life, 2 teams to change it more, and 3 to change it forever. It's the same for all of us, okay? And I'm telling you this, those people, right? It's about depth, not width. That's right. Those people, right? They're not necessarily superstars on the surface. I'm just telling you that. I don't go out looking for superstars. I don't know who is going to want to change. I can't make people want to go to work. I can't make people want to make money. I can just share with them an opportunity. My goal is to put people in this business so that they do what? So that they put people in this business. So that they put people in this business. So that those people put this in this business so I can identify the one. All I need is 1 in that line and it's done. All I need is 1. 3 people will change your life, whether it's on the surface or in depth. All I need is 1. I can have 1 person that I enrolled that was totally gung-ho for the business, right? 90 days they're going out. 90 days they put 10, 15 people in, right? And then 90 days later they get burned out and they're like, not going my way. This wasn't what I thought it was. They had too high of expectations. They weren't realistic with the business, right? And they wanted to get rich quick whatever dream, and they went back to work. They made the biggest mistake of their life. But as long as I created relationships in depth, that line's alive forever. As long as I identified someone in that line that is serious about this business, that line is here with me forever. That's really what it's about. It's about not just building this business on the surface, but building it in depth, you guys, building it in depth, all right? And that's what it is. So now let's get into the training part of this thing, okay? So, I always like to start with a story because I feel like your story is your best training. It's life experience that really teaches people how to do this business, whenever you see me speak on stage, whenever you see me have to convey a message, I always incorporate my story because that falls on receptive ears, and that allows people to willingly accept what the message is going to be about, okay? But again, today's Momentum Monday is about consistency, because consistency is key, all right? And the question I want to ask you guys is, what's the one thing you should be doing every single day, but you haven't been consistent with it? What's the one thing you should be doing every single day, but you haven't been consistent with it? Be honest with yourself, right? Karina, inviting people to the business. Inviting people, that's true. Invitations. Every Wednesday, you have the opportunity to let me do the work for you, right? Every Wednesday, right? No, I'm just joking, Tracy, right? So inviting, right? Inviting. Inviting, same thing. Invite. Sure, it's exactly right. The invitation, it's the gateway skill to the business. Invitation. If you read Eric Worre's book, GoPro, if you haven't read it, download it for free online, listen to it for free online on YouTube. Eric Worre's GoPro. He talks about the 7 skills of becoming a network marketing professional, right? And the gateway skill is just the invitation, right? The invitation. If I gave you a link to a webinar, would you be able to jump on it this Thursday night? Right? If I show you a way to make extra money and have it not interfere with what you're currently doing, would you be willing to check it out? Like, if I would, get the book GoPro by Eric Worre. Read the 7 steps to become a successful network marketer. Literally, a 3rd grader could have wrote that book, and he was smart enough to do it, and he's made millions from it. And all of us know this. When I read that, I'm like, exactly what it is. The 7 steps, right? The 7 steps. So if I can remember off the top of my head without messing it up, but prospecting, right? Prospecting, inviting, right? Following up, enrolling them as a customer or as a distributor, plugging them into the system, showing the plan, and then promoting everything. 7 steps to becoming a successful network marketer, a pro in this business. And literally, like, think of those skill sets. Those are simple little things compared to a business, compared to any other job, compared to being a CEO, running a Fortune 500 company. Like, literally, people that do that don't even make the level of income. Most of them don't make the level of income this business can make you. If you really went to work on those skill sets. But the invitation is an important one, and it's a simple one, but you just have to know how to invite, right? You have to know how to invite. And we can go over that on a future training. The invitation is actually simpler than you might think, right? Because it's in how you invite people, what your approach is, whether it's a direct indirect or super indirect approach, because there's only 3 approaches to the invitation. It's using the strategy of if I would you, right? If I gave you something, would you be able to reciprocate back and do something for me? If I would you. It's simple. It's just human nature. Stuff you already know that you have to read in a book to be like, oh yeah, it's easier than I thought. Why was I overcomplicating this thing? The problem with this business is people overcomplicate such an uncomplicated business. It's such a simple business, really. That's all it is. Literally, like you're referring people to services that they're looking for anyways, or products that they're searching for anyways. You've been doing it your entire life, but you're trying to be a technician here, right? If I would you is a powerful statement. So yeah, one thing that you should be doing every day, but you haven't been consistent with, just challenge yourself to just do that. Focus on that. Focus on that, the invitation. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., Calvin Becerra is literally doing a live webinar on the JIFU opportunity, less than an hour. Jump on. It's definitely worth your time. I'd love to get your feedback. I'd love to get your opinion. Come back to me with some questions, right? Whatever it is. But again, read GoPro and you're going to learn more of that, okay? But really, you have to understand the power of small, okay? Daily actions, every single day, these little things. In network marketing, momentum is created through simple, repeatable actions done every single day. Simple, repeatable actions done every single day. It's not about going viral. It's about going visible and staying present. That's what you want to stay in front of everybody. Stay visible. You have people wanting to beg you about what you got going on, what JIFU is, what you've been talking about, what you've been sharing, right? So, but think about the power of small. Just little daily actions, okay? And just remember that when I mean small, I don't mean just do one thing every single week. I mean every single day, all right? And just think about when you're going to the gym. 1 hour once a week doesn't do anything for you. 1 hour once a week just creates soreness, not results. Compare this stuff to the things we do in our business. Let's think about posting on our social media, trying to grow our following, trying to grow our content or our value on social media, because a lot of us love to use social media. It's a social media world today. But think about posting once or sending one invite and how much momentum that creates. It creates nothing. It creates no momentum. One post, one invite creates nothing, right? It's about consistent inviting and post. Consistency. How about investing in your learning one time? What about investing in your portfolio once, right? Once this month or once a year. It doesn't create wealth at all, right? Daily investing does. Weekly investing does, okay? And then also, what about what most people struggle with when it comes to consistency, right? They wait for motivation instead of building discipline. Most people are waiting for the motivation before they start going, like, man, it's Wednesday, I ran out of energy. I can't wait for Calvin's Monday call to come because then I'm going to get back to work. You can't wait for motivation to create consistency. You have to stay consistent in order to stay motivated. It's just consistent. It's about being proud of yourself at the end of the day when you look at the mirror before you put your head on the pillow and you feel like the question you should ask yourself is, would I hire myself in this business? Every single night, would I hire or fire myself today? That's really the key question you should ask yourself. And don't get down on yourself just when you give yourself the answer, right? Be proud of yourself because of the answer, or decide what you're going to do differently tomorrow. Decide how you can make it better tomorrow. Decide how you can be more consistent tomorrow. But again, today, would I hire myself or would I fire myself? And remember that success doesn't respond to how excited you are. It responds to how consistent you are, right? That's success. It's not about staying excited and staying energized. It's about being consistent. That's how you stay consistent. That's how you really build momentum. But why most people struggle with consistency, again, is they wait for motivation instead of building discipline. They overthink instead of taking action. How many people do you know that are always getting ready to get ready? I'm getting ready to get ready. I'm getting ready to get ready. I'm getting prepared to launch my business. I'm getting ready to start inviting. I'm getting ready to start building my team. I'm getting ready to start showing the plan. I'm almost ready. Just do it. Just do it. Don't think, just do. I talked about this in Munich when I was giving my speech on courage, right? And I talked about, when Michael Jordan was asked a question about taking the game-winning shots, right? And he had to take them many times, and he didn't make them all the time. He made them, right, less than he made them less than he actually missed them, obviously. But they said, what was going through your mind before you had to take the winning shots? And he said, nothing was going through my mind. The only thing that I could think of was just do it. Just take it. Just take the shot. You can't think of anything. You can't be prepared for that moment. You just have to do, is what he said. And he said that's every time he took the shot, it was about nothing but just do it. Just do it, right? Because overthinking really paralyzes us. It really paralyzes us, okay? And then also why most people struggle with consistency is because they chase perfection instead of progress. Okay, they chase perfection. People are just waiting to perfect everything. The only way you get perfect is through progress. Okay, right? You don't get perfect through being perfect. The only way you practice makes perfect. We've heard that since we were kids, right? The only way you get really good at something is through reps, taking reps, trying again and again and again and again. Why am I so good at showing the JIFU plan or showing the plan period? Because I've done it so many times. Okay, and I started doing it bad until I got it right. No one thought it was bad but me, just to be honest with you, right? Because when you're showing the plan, people are just listening and they're receptive to the information that they're expecting to get. They don't know what they're going to get. They're just receiving information. We are constantly judging ourselves. But I would always dial in my presentation. I'd record it and watch it, record it and watch it, record it and watch it. And then I'd figure out where to shorten it, what I don't need to talk about, what I can be better on, what I need to really zero in. And every single time I had the opportunity to show the plan, it was an opportunity for me to get better and watch myself do it again. That's really why I did it. It stopped being about how good or how bad I did it. Instead, it just was about me doing it, right? Me doing it. Why do you do the invitation? So people can join your business, or so you can just do it again and again and again, so you can get really good at it. Remember what I said last week? I said, marry the process, divorce the outcome. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. If you marry the process and you just get really good at doing the reps, you're always going to get the outcomes. The outcomes will always come. The outcomes will always come. If I knock on enough doors, eventually someone's going to buy what I'm selling. It's the same for every single one of us. If I gave you a product and service to sell, or a product or service to sell, and I said, go start knocking on doors, I could drop you in any city in America or any city in the world. If you knock on enough doors, you're going to sell everything that you got. It's the truth. But you got to knock. You got to knock on another door and another door and another door and another door. The only way you're never going to have success is if you never knock at all. The only way success is going to be slow if you knock on a door a day, right? Whatever time you have to commit to your business, knock on doors. Knock on doors until your time's done, right? Treat this business like your job and it'll pay you like one. Can you go to your job tomorrow? For all of you that have jobs, can you go to your job tomorrow and clock in and an hour later say, see ya? Never. You can't do that. Can you go to work this week and just say, hey, I'm going to take 3 weeks off. I'll be back next month. You can't do that, right? You can't do those types of things, okay? Can you go to work and show up every single day and clock in and show up 8 hours a day and never make a sale, never get a task done, right? Never be productive, never. So all I'm just saying is have standards for yourself in this business consistently. Show up when you're supposed to show up, put in the work, be productive, make sales, make invitations, make calls, do the things that are required for you of this business, okay? And then remember that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up, right? And that was my point about knocking on doors. Just keep knocking on doors. And then build a daily method of operation, a DMO, as they call it, all right? And you have to think of what your daily method of operation is. What are the things you need to really get good at? What are the things that you really need to dial in consistently in your business, right? Karina and some of you said inviting. So make that a part of your daily method of operation, right? Every single day. Like you have to think about this, Karina. How many invites does it take before you sponsor one new person? And if you don't know the answer, that's just knowing the numbers. Measure it from this day moving forward. And you can only know the number by making the invitation. You got to do it to find the number. That's why you're doing it. You're marrying the process, divorcing the outcome. How many invitations does it take before somebody actually shows up? That tells you it takes this many for one person to show up. And then how many people does it take showing up before one signs up? right? That's how you know how to make 1 sale a week, right? The goal is 10 sales every 90 days. That's 3 to 4 sales a month, okay? But how do you get the sales? By knowing my DMO. I got to make this many invitations to get this many people on the Zoom. I got to get this many people on the Zoom a week to make this sale. And that's really, that's what your daily method of operation is around reverse engineering the final result that you're looking for. That's what it is, right? And then how do I make the invitations? You got to think of those things too. How do I make the invitations? There's Karina again, right? So how do I make the invitation? Right? When you think about that, it's about, well, how many prospects do I have to pick up the phone and dial? How many people am I going to prospect today? Right? You're duplicating yourself. That's perfect, right? So again, and if you feel like I've run out of people, because everyone says that, you really just run out of your friends and family, which is practice for any business anyways. They're not going to build any business that you start, whether it's a network marketing or in your own hometown. Okay, you got to go out and network on purpose. So how many networking events am I going to attend? How many groups am I going to be a part of? You know, where else can I do my dry cleaning? Where else can I work out at a new gym? Where can I meet new people? What groups can I be a part of? Like, just what friends should I be hanging out with that I haven't in a while so I can meet their friends and their family? Like, networking on purpose. What events should I invest into to grow personally and meet other people who want to grow personally as well and who want to start businesses? What business groups can I be a part of? Like, networking on purpose. Okay. But what is your daily method of operation? Right? And if it were about inviting, what could become your DMO? Right? How about I send 5 invites a day, or I reach out to 5 people a day, trying to invite them into my business. On top of that, I post 1 piece of value-driven content about what I do for my business, or what about JIFU every single day. And if you don't know how to create content for network marketing, go to ChatGPT, ask it, talk to it. ChatGPT, say, hey, I'm involved in network marketing and I want to be able to create 30 days of value-driven content every single day. Can you give me ideas of stories or posts or content that I could show one time every day for 30 days? Right? You might have to, it's a learning engine. So you might have to tell it, my business revolves around travel, health, and wealth. We show people how to travel at a discount with any type of travel. We show people to look younger and feel younger with our age-defying products, and we have a learn-to-earn platform where we show people to make money from their phone, whether it's through trading or whatever it is. So you teach it some things, and I swear, what it gives you is crazy. All right, but it'll give you content, and just do that. Awesome. Right. So again, what's your DMO? Right? Maybe again 5 invites, 1 piece of value-driven content every single day, and following up with 2 people every day. What's your DMO? Create a daily method of operation with the time you are willing to invest in your business. Do not invest in your business. You have to invest in your business. And I'm going to try to finish up here quickly because I got to get my daughter to practice in 27 minutes. But how about spending 30 minutes a day on a podcast that is about mindset, whether it's Grant Cardone, whether it's Ed Milet, whether it's Patrick Bet-David, whether it's, I don't know, I can keep going on. What's a good podcast that you can listen to that can motivate you every single day? Mindset, entrepreneurship, right? Sales, personal development. What is it? Or what good book can you read every single day for 30 minutes, right? Or what skill can you learn about, right? How can you conquer your fears? What skill is holding you back from success? How about learning that every single day for 30 minutes? But keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep these things simple, because consistency wins. Make your habits loud and easy to duplicate. All right. And perform these things in front of your team so they see the things that you're doing every single day. Right. Perform these things in front of your team. And the next thing is just teach consistency as culture. Right. Make these daily things, like I talked about, part of your team identity. Right. And then recognize people for it. Recognize the doers, not just the ranks in your organizations. Okay. Recognize the people taking action within your teams. Track their streaks. Track the people that are giving value-driven content. Track the people that are knocking on doors every day, making the invites. Track the people that have the most people in the Zoom room, right, from the team. Recognize them for that, because when you recognize people for things, they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They love recognition, right? They say babies cry for it, men die for it. Recognition, right? Think about those things, okay? But recognize people, because when you build a team, where showing up is normal, that's how you have success, right? When you build a team where showing up is normal, that's how you have success, right? And then most of all, if you want to be a leader within your organization, be the most consistent person on your team. That's really what it's about. And I see a lot of consistent people in this room right now because I see you guys. I see you guys every single day, whether you think I see you or not. I'm watching everything you guys are doing, right? And I see many consistent people in this Zoom room right now, which is amazing, okay? Be the most consistent person on your team because guess what? You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You are the thermostat of your organization. What you model will duplicate into your teams. And then constantly ask your team, who's ready to lock in? Who's ready to move mountains this week? Who's ready to hit the next rank? No matter how you feel, no matter what's going on in your life, always keep your team on top of their game. Keep your team locked in. Keep your team motivated. Keep your team showing up and show up for your team no matter what. Encourage them, right? Encourage them to drop their consistencies in the chat. What are the things you're doing? Ronald, I'm always watching you. Every time you're showing the plan, you're dropping it in there. You know, every time you're enrolling new people, you're dropping it in there. When you got a group of new faces, you're dropping it in there. But again, encourage your teams to do the same thing. Make people show that I'm consistent, I'm consistent, I'm consistent. Show up. Don't be afraid of posting stuff inside our team chats. We want to see you guys interacting and moving and shaking in there because that's how you're going to start identifying yourselves as a leader. I always say leaders identify themselves to us. We don't identify the leader. You identify as a leader. You identify yourselves to me. I don't identify you. I don't know who the leaders are going to be. Only you know, and only you could show up in front of me, and that's how I know that you're a leader. So you'll never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. Okay? If you're disciplined, don't worry, the motivation will show up, the success will show up, the results will show up. I'm just telling you, discipline trumps motivation every single day of the week. So again, remember, consistency is key. And with that, I'm going to wish you guys the best and wish you guys a good night. So remember, tomorrow night, we're going to show up. It's Tuesday night, Trade Talk Tuesday with Manny Q. It's going to be session 2. Show up. And remember, every single one of these is recorded. They will be thrown on Zoom. They will be thrown on the YouTube channel, right? Momentum Monday, session 1, Momentum Monday, session 2. They'll be in order because you might find ones you really love and want to keep a catalog of it to show to your team. Tomorrow, Trade Talk Tuesday. Bring your notebooks, stay plugged in, stay sharp, because at the end of the day, we really want to learn this skill set. We really want to learn how to trade. We want to make money from our phone. We want to inspire the masses to be able to take control of their life, live life on their own terms, start their business with JIFU, get as many people as free as possible, because above and beyond making money with trading, right? Because we know we're not going to make money right away. It's going to take money to make money. We know that, but you can make money changing lives here. Our compensation plan is unlike any other on the planet. You can literally show people how to build a team of, of 15, 20, 30 people, make a couple $1,000s a month on the side, right? That's better than saving up $1 million their entire life to buy a piece of rental property free and clear to make a couple thousand, right? I'd rather do the other, right? Show 30 people how to get free, 30 or 40 people how to get free, rather than taking $1 million of my hard-earned money, throwing it on an apartment building, paying it off free and clear where I no longer have access to that cash to collect a couple $1,000s in rent. This is the way to get free, and we're showing people how to do that. So again, good luck. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Happy Monday. Let's go. It's rank lock day. Close out your ranks. Hey, if there are any of you guys in here that have hit any new ranks, post it in the chat. Any of you guys that have hit any ranks since last week, post in the chat. I know Anna has been on a tear. I think she had hit silver. I don't know if she's hit gold already. I know that Anna just actually won the trip to Greece. She just got started with us last week, so she won the trip to Greece. So congrats to Anna. But remember, every single week, make sure. What's up, Michael? Good to see you in here. Make sure you guys are you're never showing off. Just you're showing up. That's what it's about. When you hit new ranks, when you've got people on the teams hitting rank, throw it in the chat as we're doing this thing on Momentum Monday, because we got to catch the vision. You got to see people are winning. So don't be thinking you're boasting about anything. You're just showing up for the team. Show people that you've been what you're doing. Show your team. Show your people how you guys have been showing up. And again, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. But every single Monday, Momentum Monday. Until the next time, have a good night. Okay, you guys? See ya.